fucking do the dog? You're welcome.
Brian Smith production.
Everyone. Yep.
Alright, Fred.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
You did.
you want it now, don't you?
You did that to me during the Marvel podcast.
Yeah,
It was coming.
Man, this guy's hard.
Hey, you know that free pay-per-view I was offering you? Get the fuck out of my house.
I'm in your house?
Oh, you two can't stay mad at each other.
Yes, he can. He holds grudges all the time.
Yep. It's accurate. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last chinlock of 2012.
Yeah, for some reason I'm pulling double duty this week.
Yeah.
And it's the TLC special because I offered everyone a free pay-per-view tonight. I said...
You didn't offer me a free pay-per-view.
Because I don't think you're coming from Texas to Maryland just to watch TLC for free.
You never know.
It would cost you like 3 times the pay-per-view, more than that, just to get here.
I know, but you know I just like to be asked.
I'm willing to risk that.
Well, Helmick, you still got an hour.
You know, I appreciate the offer.
All right.
But I will have to decline.
I'll make pitch
But
out.
thank you.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is our TLC special, so because we are going to be watching it live, we are going to be making our best effort to get off of here before 8 o'clock. We meant to start at 6:30. I had a little issues with Spreaker and some other things and all those stuff, so didn't get to start at 6:30, but here we are. And yeah, we're going to close the year out by talking TLC, giving our predictions, talking the matches, talking what happened in the week of wrestling as it pertains to the pay-per-view, plus any brief highlights Tim wants to give of TNA, and I like to stress the word brief.
Like underwear?
But that is not how we kick off this show every week. We kick it off with something else.
Like news.
You're just done for this year, aren't you?
Yep.
Why?
Maybe I'll have energy next year.
I want people that are going to give 100% to this
I am
podcast.
giving 100%.
Are you?
Yes.
Your signature
Your signature thing, and you're just like, news.
No, this man still watches Impact. That is 100% enough for me.
That is dedication. All right, I'll give you that.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
You haven't convinced Brett, though.
Sear your flesh. You know what? You put a little bit of effort there. I'm convinced.
All right. Well,
Cigarettes.
what do we got?
Alright. Hey, do you want to see the WWE be edgier? Well, apparently there's a big push for the product to be edgier, but Vince McMahon's open to ideas, but he's said to not be on board with it 100%.
I thought the WWE could be a little bit sharper.
Instead of rounded. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the internet wrestling crowd is going to take that as, oh my God, they're going to do the Attitude Era again. And I think everybody should realize, no, they're not.
Those guys are
My thing is
I'm not talking about the guys. I'm just talking about the idea of that era with new wrestlers.
I don't think it's because this show needs to be necessarily edgier that's the problem.
just better.
It just needs to be better.
And it's not lacking in entertainment because it's not edgy. It's lacking in entertainment because 9 times out of 10, their writing doesn't make sense. There are faces that no matter how many times they fail, they're continuously rewarded. Like I forget, somebody wrote an article this week
About John Cena?
about WWE in general, saying how the problems with the company and its lack of interest revolves around John Cena, and how it doesn't matter if he wins or loses, because if he wins, there's nothing for him to gain because he's already at the top. He's won the belt 1.5 million times. There's no higher plateau he can reach. And if he loses, it doesn't matter because he's right back in the main event. I mean, right now he's competing for a briefcase to earn a World Heavyweight Championship when all he's done the past few months is lose WWE title matches.
Well, I wouldn't even limit it necessarily to Cena. I mean, Orton's in that same boat. You know, if you look at a guy like Punk, when did they take the belt off of him? I'm not really sure exactly where you can go, but that's all up and down the roster. I mean, how many times have you seen Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler wrestle this year?
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I'm not talking about repetitiveness as like same matches. I mean, if the two wrestlers can put on a high quality match, they've proven that those feuds can go on for a long time. I mean, Daniel Bryan versus Punk went on for 3 straight months, and those matches were severely entertaining. Christian versus Randy Orton went on for 4 months, and every one of those matches were entertaining. So, I mean,
Randy Orton and Del Rio went on for like...
Still is.
Sheamus and Del Rio went on forever. No, I'm not talking about that kind of repetitiveness. I'm talking about, you know, how can you get invested in the writing when like you're the big face every now and then should feel consequences. I mean, even Steve Austin at the top of his run, you know, when he lost a belt, he was out of the title picture for a little bit. I mean, there were other instances where, you know, he won the belt the next night, but there were other instances where he was out of it a while, then feuding with Vince McMahon or whatever, and still the biggest draw, and then doing whatever else. I mean, John Cena, it's just like, if he loses, he remains exactly where he is. If he wins, he remains exactly where he is. I'm not saying he's the sole problem, but he's one of the biggest things. I mean, if you want to invest in him as your biggest hero...
Well, then you also have to, like, randomly he'll get thrown into title matches just to make them triple threats.
Yeah.
And, like, stuff like that. It's like, he wasn't even there. Why is he here now?
Yeah.
So...
I mean, if the hero never really loses, how can you invest in him?
That's why Superman 3 sucked.
I'm sure that was the only reason.
Yeah. So I mean, edgier is fine as long as it's creative, but let's clean up some of the more nonsensical stuff. You know,
like when Vince McMahon is coming back and just doing stuff, wasn't he like? Didn't he lose some of his power because of the board of directors?
He was voted out of the position of CEO by the board of directors.
Yeah, he just comes back and he's just making decisions.
Yeah, like then he just takes some time off and he comes back and apparently he has all his power again and there's no explanation. When technically, isn't that power currently in possession, in Triple H's possession? If anyone, shouldn't he be the one out there doing that?
Well, it went to Triple H and then to John Laurinaitis. I think the position that's still technically vacant.
Well, no. Triple H never lost the power of CFO. Like, John Laurinaitis was never CFO.
Oh, no. I mean, Triple H was always the chief operations officer.
COO. I'm sorry, COO. And
I'm just trying to jog my own memory here.
Yeah.
I remember he lost that job for...
No, he never lost COO. He lost...
Well, he didn't lose COO, but he lost power over...
Raw.
Power over Raw. And that was given to Johnny Ace, who started doing exactly what Triple H lost his control over Raw for.
That's good TV, folks.
I don't know. Bring back Jack Tunney.
Yeah. I mean, right now, the only good thing they're doing is building up CM Punk's reign as heel champion so that when he does lose it, it's going to feel like a gigantic deal. They're doing that and mid-card guys. Antonio Cesaro is looking amazing. Both mid-card belts are actually looking very strong. The tag team division lives again. So there are a few things they're doing right as far as the wrestling portion of it, but storyline-wise, they're still just making stuff that doesn't make sense. And I really think they should just have someone on the writing team that they don't write storylines, they don't come up with ideas. They sit there, and when someone comes up with something that contradicts another plot point they created just months ago, they can go, actually, you can't put that guy in that position based on this.
So you need someone to follow up with continuity.
A fact checker, yes. A continuity expert, a fact checker, whatever you want to call him. I think it's only fair. It makes.
All right, let's do it.
It would streamline a lot of that stuff. But what do I know?
Anyway, you have other news, Tim?
It's not like Vince McMahon has actually made any matches. He suggested things to Vicky Guerrero, and Vicky Guerrero has said it, and then just yelled it.
Well, no.
In Jubilee.
He added John Cena into the triple threat match. He has done things since he's come back.
It
doesn't matter how
he
much
made the Vicky Guerrero versus AJ match.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He made that.
It doesn't matter how much he's done. It's the fact that he has power. He's been using power he technically shouldn't have. Doesn't matter if he uses it once or twice. Ever since losing it, if he's going to come back and start using it again to some degree, like by naming Vicky Guerrero the new manager of Raw, the board of directors voted AJ out, but Vince McMahon named Vicky Guerrero in that position.
Also, he did make AJ the general manager at that point.
He did agree to make her. So there have been pools of power since he got taken out as COO or CEO or whatever, and
at the same time, removing AJ from power, he's essentially announcing that this is the board's decision for Vicky Guerrero.
Well, I know, but the board's decision was
he didn't exactly put her in that position.
He never. I don't recall him ever saying the board of directors elected Vicky Guerrero that power.
You can tell in the way he inflected it when he was given that promo, though.
But in the world of wrestling, where everything has to be explained, if he doesn't say that, then it's automatically falls on him as the one that made the decision.
This is more confusing than the Airbud series.
All I'm saying, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter how many things he's done. What matters is he lost that power, which means whatever decisions he's made since then to now, he should not have been able to have made because he doesn't have that power, unless he comes out and they explain why he's suddenly COO again and can do whatever he wants.
I think the fact that you're arguing against this, boy, I should just smack you in the face.
Go ahead.
Because this is a blatant problem with their programming, is shit that doesn't make sense.
Also lost quotes.
It doesn't matter if it's fake or real. According to you have to have continuity. I don't care what the history of wrestling is. I don't care if it's quotes because it's fake. I don't care. It's continuity. That's all I want. That's all I'm saying. And usually the joke of continuity for professional wrestling was if it happened 2 years or longer, it no longer has reference. Now it's if it happened 6 months ago, it no longer matters, which is not how wrestling should be written. If he is gone, if they make a gigantic deal of closing a Monday Night Raw by taking Vince McMahon out of power in front of thousands in attendance and millions watching on TV, and then he just comes back and starts making executive decisions and there is no explanation as to why he has power again, they are automatically ignoring something they just created 6 months ago. And that is what I'm talking about. That is my focus. I don't care how many times he did it. It's the fact that he did it.
It's just like Nitro in the year 2000.
I mean, it's
Nitro.
Yeah. It would be like if they made, Vicky the general manager of Raw, or she's the managing supervisor, and then just named, and then the following week just brought somebody else out as managing supervisor, did not bring Vicky out, did not explain why she did it, or why she's gone, or why this person's here, just here's this person. That's essentially what they did. It's like they came out, they said, oh my god, Vince McMahon no longer has power, this is the biggest storyline of the moment, he's gone, and now Triple H is in power, what will WWE be like now that Triple H is in charge? And then it's just like, here's Vince McMahon. He's making matches. Why is he making matches?
Why not?
How is he back in power?
Because.
That's it. all it takes is for him to come out and say, like, the board of directors such and such. He has to speak one sentence. Literally, that's all it had to be, was one sentence.
No, that's too much. I don't need all that.
Just saying. That's all it had to be, and they couldn't do it. And that is the biggest issue to me with storylines, is they don't follow consistency. They will randomly make the most ridiculous turn just for the sake of thinking, oh, well, this will spike ratings, when it never does. And if all else fails, just add John Cena. Because
he makes ratings.
Yeah, because for some reason... Now, I've seen ratings go down because Cena wasn't on a show, so he maintains things. But even now, it's gotten to a point where it doesn't matter who's in the main event slot or who is champion or whatever. Ratings are going down because people just aren't interested. They're not investing in the stories. And making it edgier, I don't know if that is the thing they need to do.
Well, if they made it edgier, it might bring ratings up in a short-term basis. But once you realize that all it has gotten is edgier, nothing else has been fixed, it'll just go back.
And then what would be the definition of edgier for them now? They're not going to have men hitting women.
Well, then I'm not sold.
Well, that's more because arenas and local networks want nothing to do with man-on-woman violence.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, like USA Network is not interested in airing women getting beat around by men and put through tables, which is fine. I mean, and they're not going to suddenly bleed every hour on the hour, which I don't think they should. I don't think blood needs to be a huge part of it. I think blood should be involved when it makes sense. In a TLC match with six men that all hate each other, there should be a little bit of blood. In a pay-per-view called Extreme,
and a severed arm.
In a pay-per-view called Extreme Rules, there should probably be a little bit of blood. In a street fight with two guys that have been pushed as absolutely despising each other to the point where one is breaking in another wrestler's home, there should be blood. There should not be rest locks or rest holds and headlocks.
But why not?
I just had a flashback of like 10 different angles that involved one wrestler breaking into another wrestler's house. They've used that a lot.
And the best one was Brian Pillman and Steve Austin.
It's the first one I thought of.
And it's the best one, because when it ends on that gunshot, at that point you were just like, oh my god, he might have shot Steve Austin. Like, the show went off with a gunshot. Like, that shit was wild. Even though it was fake as hell and you knew no one got shot.
Yeah, it made you want to tune in for next week. It left you on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that I have, one of the issues I have when I watch Raw now, is that there's no real, like, cliffhanging ending. It seems like, when an episode is done, like, you could probably stop watching it right there and just draw your own conclusion, and that's it.
Yeah. They create one of those instances about 4 times a year now, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I want them to get better. They should be able to get better. They're the biggest wrestling company in the world. They have a ton of money. They should be able to figure out what this is and fix it. I mean, they're already fixing developmental, and they're already fixing the amount of wrestling that's shown on their shows.
Well, recently they fixed quite a few things, but they're not fixing the thing that, really, I think has the biggest block to deal with, ratings.
Yeah.
And that's all the storyline crap.
Yeah.
Because you have to fixing developmental. Tag team seems to matter some. Your mid-card matters now. You're building up your champion, heel champion, to where when he does lose, it's going to be like, oh wow, that's a big victory for the faces. But you still got these crappy storylines and nothing exciting really.
Yeah. And the good talkers can only turn shit into gold so many times.
Like when the Miz called Paul Heyman a walrus, I believe it was.
That was hilarious. So.
I think we've hit this topic a little longer than we probably should have.
And it's fine. It's a good topic. Tim picked a good article.
Screw you, Tim.
Fine, you can pick the next one.
I was giving you credit.
I know. I was yelling at him.
We can't let him get a little too high on himself.
No, it's fine.
All right. Anyway, WWE signed Billy Gunn to be a trainer at NXT. Hooray!
Hopefully, Fame asks someone.
I want one match between him and Dolph Ziggler.
Oh man, that would be like in Back to the Future 2 when young Jennifer and old Jennifer saw each other.
I want that match. Put it on a Raw. I don't care. Put it on like the anniversary show in January.
Main event.
Put it on main event. Okay.
You just want it, period.
Yeah. I just want. I think it'd be cool. And why not on the 3-year or whatever 30-year whatever the fuck it is anniversary of Raw? I don't know. That comes in January or something. It's like some milestone.
Yeah, we'll get there. Was there 20? It's doesn't Raw turn 20 next year, or is that later?
I don't know. I just know like in January before the Rumble, there's a monumentous Raw, as in like it met some milestone, like a 20 years or something. But
it's either that or I know they're also celebrating the.
Yeah, well, that's right. You can find any excuse to have a Dolph Ziggler versus Mr. Tushy Billy Gunn match.
Yeah.
Well, I believe it's Mr. Ass.
Yeah, though I'm sure.
Ass man.
I'm sure you can expect.
I believe you mean Kip Sop.
I'm sure you can expect him in the Royal Rumble this year or next year.
Quite you, man. The Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Are you saying you wouldn't be excited if it was like 3, 2, 1? I'm an ass man. Bam,
I'd be
bam.
excited if they actually played the song because they made Road Dogg change his spiel.
Yeah. You didn't know?
Yeah. So, I would be surprised they even played the theme song, but yeah, I mean, bring him back, give him a match with Ziggler on Raw, get a cheap nostalgic pop for the night, be fine.
Yeah, and then let him go back to being a trainer because I think he'll be a solid trainer down there. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's another Click signing," but some of those guys can't
have actually been working out.
Yeah, I mean, Road Dogg's been excellent as a backstage guy for them.
He's been excellent. And are you serious?
Yes. So I think signing Billy Gunn and Road Dogg would be a great positive. I think if you want,
well, let me stop you there and tell you why you're wrong. I don't have anything.
I think maybe signing like Kevin Nash to work with some of the big guys down in FCW, I think would be okay, or with mic work. I don't think Kevin Nash should evaluate talent. So
I would not disagree with that.
He should at least give them an existing gimmick.
Well, I think we can all agree that his best work was training the X Division stars in TNA.
Black Machismo.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And the guy was doing 720 splashes.
He was. What do we got next?
For those who care, TNA has been airing videos for 1/13/13. You don't have to guess who that's going to be.
Sting.
I said you didn't have to.
It's the man called Sting. Maybe it's the return of Surfer Sting.
If only.
It would be the
maybe they went out and stole the Undertaker, snatching right out from under Vince's nose.
With what money?
Oh, it's actually the return of Scott Steiner. Since he dropped his lawsuit.
I mean, I know that whatever it is, it's
he didn't drop the lawsuit about Jeff Hardy being intoxicated.
Whatever it is, it's coming after Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
Because it aired during an ambush that Aces and Eights was trying to.
Yeah.
Which means it's definitely Sting.
Yeah. Let's see. Ted Theodore DiBiase has put out feelers for acting gigs, but reportedly is not interested in moving to LA. DiBiase is one of the names who have been talking about leaving WWE. Word going around was that he was staying with WWE until the end of the year and then would make a decision about his future because there's feelings that some of the lower card guys they you know what it's time to move on.
I don't know. I think Ted Theodore DiBiase's had a pretty good run.
Not in the past couple years.
Well, he has had quite a few injuries.
And well, he had the DiBiase posse.
Did he really?
Yeah, that got him over, didn't it?
Did it?
Oh.
Not as over as Cody's mustache.
No. Apparently, DiBiase should have grown a mustache.
I think he did have one at one point.
I think he did as well,
I don't think that's a thing.
but it wasn't as awful as Cody's was.
I mean, he's a guy with in-ring talent that they could definitely that could definitely be used. You know, he's a good guy to use. It's just they haven't pinpointed the best thing to do with him. So I don't know. I mean, if he were to go because he wanted to pursue other things, I don't blame him, and I hope it works out for him. If he stays, I hope WWE gets their heads out of their asses and finds something good for him.
Yep.
All right. Finally, several names, including Savage and Sammartino, have been in and out for the Hall of Fame, and they feel like they've been falling to the wayside. So, there's a big name being talked about by WWE officials in Kevin Nash as being the headliner for next year's Hall of Fame.
I guess. What do you think, Helmick?
He's no Glacier. That would have been my pick.
Well, all
But
right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see San Martino making an appearance at the Hall of Fame. And as far as I know, Vince and Lanny Poffo still haven't ironed out any of the monetary issues. So I'm not surprised that those two were dropped. But
Well, the
I don't know if Nash is a big enough name to be like a headliner.
Well, the thing with Poffo is that Macho Man's brother has said that they will not accept any deal for Macho Man to go into the Hall of Fame unless it's the entire Poffo family, like, together. Now, while I have no issue with, like, their father going in, I would love for someone to explain to me what his brother did to warrant going into the Hall of Fame, other than him just saying it to try to get his name recognized. I mean, Macho Man needs to be in there. That's the thing. There's some guys that need to be in there that are currently not, and for certain reasons can't be. But like they want them all in there, and I can understand WWE's point of it's not a big draw to just be like, we're inducting the Poffo family. But it's like, if we're inducting Macho Man Randy Savage, that's like a big thing. That's a big pop. So
Like, does he want them to be inducted together?
together as a family, like you are inducting the Poffo family. You are not It's not like the same year you induct Macho Man, can you also induct like these guys individually? It's like, no, it's induct the Poffo family or induct no one.
That is idiotic. Because Macho Man himself deserves to have like the highlight of being inducted.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't see like if he would settle for like inducting the Poffo family like as like a side thing when Macho Man is like the headliner, that'd be one thing. But to induct them as the Poffo family, that's stupid.
Yeah. I think Macho Man deserves the spotlight of having his personal induction, and then that same year induct his father. It's fine. And then you can have his brother do the speeches for both. Because you sure as shit ain't going to get Hulk Hogan.
How about this for a wrestling achievement? He was WCW's mascot, Wildcat Willie, at WCW events.
Well, Lanny Poffo also was the best manager the Beverly Brothers ever had.
He was the genius, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's dumb. I mean, as far as Kevin Nash goes, I got no problem if he gets inducted. I don't know if he's like big enough to be the main guy. Out of the ones they were throwing there, the biggest one that I thought would work as like the headliner was Mick Foley. So, but
Yeah, I think Foley would be a good headliner.
yeah,
You can do Mick Foley as the headliner. And then as side inductees, you can do Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. That's 4 inductees in 1 year.
That would be funny. Actually, I would like to see that.
Does Chainsaw Charlie get to go in?
Fuck you.
I think you got your answer.
I think if Mick Foley goes in, he should be inducted by Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. Just record an induction speech by the 3 of them. It'd be hilarious.
That would be kind of funny.
I mean, in all reality, he'd probably have Terry Funk induct him, but has Terry Funk's already been inducted into WWE
Him
Hall
and
of
his
Fame?
brother.
Yeah. I was gonna say if Terry that would be a nice year to do both Terry and Mick, but do Mick, do Nash as well, and then throw in some longer reigning guys that also deserve it.
Like your Drew Carey's.
Drew Carey's already in there.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Still waiting on Demolition. Longest reigning tag team champions ever.
Yeah.
One of the most underrated, in my opinion, tag teams ever.
Demolition was really good.
Demolition was really good. They had one of the best wrestling themes ever.
Yes, they did. All right, you said that was it?
That was it.
Okay. Any quick highlights you want to give regarding TNA Impact?
Austin Aries paid off aces and eights to screw Bobby Roode at Final Resolution.
That was kind of funny reading that thing. It was like Bobby Roode hypes up, yeah, I paid aces and eights to help me win the belt. And then they came out and didn't do shit. And then they whooped his ass. And then he's like, hey, what the F? And they're like, well, somebody else paid us to screw you and prevent you from screwing Jeff Hardy. Who the hell would that be? Austin Aries. That's kind of funny. And now I guess they're a feud.
Well, they're having a match next week. That was part of the spoilers I read ahead.
Yeah, they've recorded like the rest of the year's shows.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah, I mean, give the guys a break, record all the shows. I'm totally fine
Plus,
with
they'll
that.
be doing their England tour next month.
Not a big fan of it. I think you should work those guys to the bone.
So that crowd's going to be hot for them. So.
Yeah, that'll be a good string of shows to put on the air.
Mm-hmm. AJ Styles' heel turn continues as he's pretty much said, you know what, I'm going to do my own thing from now on. And for those who care, Christopher Daniels did beat AJ Styles, so he gets the last laugh.
He always does.
He always does. Him and his Appletini.
And his Appletini. Appletini.
Ace and Eights attacked Kerrang again this week, but this time they actually took the hammer to his knee. Maybe an injury angle is in play for Kerrang. So he might be taking time off to heal from injuries.
Gotta love you some Kerrang.
No, I don't. Sorry, that was hacked. He was hacked.
No.
I like I like Kerrang wrestling. Like when he's in the ring talking, he should stop with it. He should stop with that.
You should also stop getting hacked.
He should stop. Yes, good.
One other
Dear
thing.
God.
There was one other thing. I don't remember what it was. Oh, right. Velvet Sky made her in-ring return this week. That's the other major thing. So pigeons were let loose.
Pigeons were let loose. Oh, pigeons indeed let loose all across the world.
I'm just glad those pigeons didn't become institutionalized.
Oh, and Bully Ray completely murdered Jesse.
You know what? Good.
And for about half the show, just yelling indiscriminately at Hulk Hogan for being a fucking dumbass.
Nice.
Why won't you trust me? That's it. That's all that needed to be highlighted.
Okay. All right, so let's go and pull up the card for TLC. Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Chungus.
Chimichangas sound really good.
Dear
Don't
God. All right. Tables, ladders, and chairs. That's how I would present it. Instead of that guy, tables, ladders, and chairs.
I think I would rather have the karate fighters present it.
All right, so the main card has 6 matches. I would not be surprised if a 7th or 8th match were to be added. I don't expect them to give 6 matches a ton of time. But anyway, there's one match on the pre-show.
It's a Divas Battle Royal.
It is a Santa's Helper #1 contender, Divas Battle Royal. And let's see, it was up here. Oh, I just skipped it. At least Tamina, Rosa Mendez, Layla, Alicia Fox, and Caitlyn will be in it. As far as the main card goes, though, we have Rey Mysterio and Sakara versus Team Rhodes Scholars in what I believe is a tables match. At least that's what they said on Raw. The tag team match would be a tables match.
Should have Big Show in there so he can step through a table again.
Antonio Cesaro versus R-Truth in a we're waiting for a real contenders match.
Yep.
Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title. I have a feeling that'll be really good. A World Heavyweight Championship chairs match between Big Show and Sheamus. John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank contract. And in the TLC main event, it is Team Hell No and Ryback versus The Shield. And this match is the first TLC match to be ended with a pinfall or submission.
At least live on pay-per-view.
Live on pay-per-view.
Because in the old SmackDown vs. Raw games, sometimes when TLC matches didn't have anything, it was also, pinning.
Yeah. So, the Helpers match kind of just thrown together as a quick pre-show match, which will be starting in 3 minutes. Rey Mysterio Sin Cara versus Rhodes Scholars was another match kind of put together last minute ever since Cody Rhodes has returned and cleared to wrestle.
At least his mustache returned.
Yeah.
That mustache is going big.
Yes.
We don't need Cody Rhodes anymore, just the mustache.
No. Kofi Kingston and Wade Barrett, I feel, has developed into quite a feud.
Yes, it has.
It started as a match that gave off the feeling that it was just something to give Wade Barrett a belt. And now it's turned into something where I really don't. It could go either way.
I still think it's to give him a belt. I think he's still going to win.
Well, we're not at predictions yet.
Get him out of here.
Chairs match between Big Show and Sheamus I'm looking forward to because their last 2 matches were also solid.
Yes, the feud that began is like, where's the hype for this feud? It's like, that's why. Woo!
Hey, I'm the woo.
So, very excited to watch the two of them create large welts on each other's bodies with chairs.
Should be a good one.
Now, do you think that the winner of the ladder match would cash in tonight?
Wouldn't that be a thing, though?
What?
If Dolph Ziggler cashed in his Money in the Bank before the ladder match?
I mean, it depends on where everything's positioned. I have a
That
feeling
would be interesting.
That'd be hilarious. Because then you would get 2 world title matches on the card.
I think that would be a cool twist. See, if they were to do that, I mean, if you really want to turn TLC into something to talk about, you have Ziggler come. You have Ziggler's match after the world title match. You have him come in and cash in successfully, and then go into that ladder match and beat John Cena.
I would really enjoy that.
That would totally make it worth it. But we'll see.
I doubt that's going to happen.
I'm not on that booking team.
Team Hell No and Ryback versus The Shield in a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Finish I'm not looking forward to.
This is a match that's kind of flip-flopped around due to CM Punk's injury. A lot of people suspected that CM Punk would be ready to go after minor knee surgery. He said he was ready to go. WWE is not taking the chance, which I feel is the smart move. You want him fresh and 100% for a match with The Rock at the Rumble. So they're taking him off, and he's probably not wrestling again until after the new year.
Yep.
They're saying he's probably not wrestling again until that Raw on January 14th.
Yeah.
So
And I am all fine and good with
right,
that.
go.
Not even just from a health perspective, but I think when you keep the champion off of TV or keep the champion out of the ring longer, it makes people want to tune in to watch him.
Yeah. So let's get into predictions real quick now that the pre-show is starting. Divas #1 contender battle royal. I'm going with Caitlyn.
Caitlyn. Let's go call it Caitlyn.
Who is the Divas champ?
Eve.
But I think she's got an injury, so they might be dropping the belt. So.
Well, then I will go with Layla.
I was going to go with Layla, too.
Huh? Yeah, the mic is on. Pick it up and talk.
Hey, Helmick.
Yo!
What's up, man?
What's up?
Yeah, I pick Eve to win the battle.
But Eve's not in the battle royal.
Who cares at this point?
Oh, by the way, there's your other match for the night.
What?
Brandon match happening for the night.
Oh, you think the winner of the...
I thought they said that's what was going to happen on the show.
Oh, did they?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I think there'll be more than just that
I
added.
just do
I
want
know.
to say that anytime the WWE makes strides in the Divas division, they find ways for people not to care.
Next year.
And
Next year.
when you put them in Santa's little helper's outfits, you're really not doing much for her.
Says you.
Yeah, well,
Doing a lot of things for me.
I mean, I know everybody here is a Tamina Snuka fan.
Especially Caitlyn. What?
Well, okay. Yeah, this guy knows.
Hey, I still say that ever since they switched Caitlyn out of that, like, the actual wrestling attire into the sports brawl and like the commando shorts,
Tremendous.
for some reason that made her way hotter.
Because
And
she looked like she was going to come out and actually beat the shit out of you. That's
yeah, and she looked hot. She looks hot in her new stuff. So yeah, let's win that one.
sorry.
All right, huh?
None.
No, it's all good. Tables tag team match, #1 contendership for the belts.
Team Rhodes Scholars.
Road Scholars.
Road Scholars.
I'll go with Rhodes.
Agreed.
Yeah,
So you know what that means, folks. Bet on the other guys.
you got a you got a face team. Antonio Cesaro versus R-Truth. Is anyone picking R-Truth?
No.
I don't see how that would help R-Truth if Cesaro loses, because I don't think anybody really cares about R-Truth all that much anymore. At least ever since he went face, I don't care.
I still consider this a filler match.
Yeah.
I mean, this was just something they threw together because they didn't have a better opponent for Cesaro, so like, why not just keep this going?
Well, the better opponent is fighting Wade Barrett tonight.
That is true.
The one that can, get caught in midair. And,
That is totally true.
yeah.
Well, what about Thwaga?
No, Swagger. I think Swagger is the ultimate goal.
Aside from singing "Ring the Bell," he can't be found.
I'm just saying. We've made this argument for months now. He's the best guy to come out and challenge
he is.
Antonio Cesaro. He's the all-American American. If there isn't the biggest hit the nail, fucking person to put him against, you don't.
The other person would have been Jim Duggan. That's the only person I can think of.
Why would you want a
Slaughter.
Canadian hero to fight the U.S. champion?
Why not Sergeant Slaughter?
I'll take that.
Are they wrestling in Canada?
No.
Canada sucks.
By the way,
I'll go with Cesaro.
I'm just messing
definitely
with
going
ya.
Cesaro on that one,
Yeah.
because
there's no. I don't think there's anyone picking Truth. Intercontinental Championship match: Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett.
I know who I want to win, but I know who's not going.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Kobe Johnston.
So am I.
I'm taking Wade Barrett.
Yeah, I'm going with Wade on that one.
Yeah, you guys would.
I mean, I feel like they have bigger things for Wade Barrett, and the Intercontinental Championship is not it. I think, this was. I think it would be better to keep it on Kofi for another month or two.
He is king in the mid card after all.
Yeah, I mean, and there's still more people he could wrestle and have exciting matches with. So,
I'm also going with Kofi, by the way.
all right. So we got 3 for Kofi and 2 for Wade Barrett. That's all right. That's one of our first
Kofi, boy.
divided
Kofi
matches.
against the world.
Usually is.
All right, so
Drop her pants.
we got 2 predictions to make for this next match: World Heavyweight Championship chairs match, Big Show versus Sheamus. First prediction: does it take place before the ladder match?
I say it's after the ladder match.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if that's the first match on the card. Because they've done that before. Like they start a match. They start with especially being that it's in Brooklyn, and that's the first time they've ever had an event that like this at Barclay. I wouldn't be surprised if they started off with a major match like that.
I'm going to say it's going to be after because I want it to be before.
Okay, so you say after. Helmick says after.
I'll take the before.
I will also take before.
I hope you guys are right.
Well, technically my answer was before, so.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are right. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so we got 3 before and 2 after. All right, so then given all that, who wins this match?
Big Show.
I'll say Big Show.
Sheamus.
I say Sheamus.
I think Sheamus wins as well.
You sound disappointed with that.
Well, because with what I'm thinking they're going to do or what they could do, Sheamus would really need to win. It would make more sense for Sheamus to win.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to have to, or Orton's going to have to if they want their main event for or world title match for
Orton
Mania.
Yeah, that stuff is still months away though, and now he's got an injury, so
Orton has bird bones.
he does. I really think at this point, I think that feud really should be Ziggler and Sheamus. To be honest,
I agree.
if they want a reliable feud to last into Mania, you take your 2 workhorses. And
they're known to put on really good matches.
yeah, and it's extremely hard at this point to say Sheamus is not a workhorse for them. Every Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-view, he's putting on 20+ minute matches. It's ridiculous. So that guy is a beast. All right, so then with that, we move on to the ladder match: John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
Well, hold on. There's 2 predictions for this as well. Before you start jumping the gun.
You got half an answer.
Is it? He did. No, he got a half an answer. Is it for the Money in the Bank ladder match or the Money in the Bank contract, or is it for the World Heavyweight Championship?
I say it's for the Money in the Bank.
I'm going to say it's for the World Heavyweight title.
I have to go. It's for the Money in the Bank because my earlier prediction.
I want to. You know what? World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I hope you guys are right though.
I really want the World Heavyweight title to be on the line.
Yeah, and then the winner.
John
Ziggler.
Cena.
Really, John Cena?
Just because they hate us that much.
If you are going to see the Bluebirds out in full force in Brooklyn tonight.
If John Cena wins,
Brooklyn.
I don't know if I want to watch any WWE product afterwards if John Cena wins.
I'm with you. Like I think Ziggler will retain it. So
I think Ziggler. I mean, because
I didn't want you to know I'm actually picking Ziggler. I just wanted to say Cena just to get the reaction.
All right, so
Close to beating him.
Helmick, did you already make your prediction?
Yeah, I'm going to say that Ziggler wins and then that he catches in on Sheamus after the chairs match.
Okay. So you, regardless, you are predicting that by the end of this night, Dolph Ziggler is World Heavyweight Champion.
I'm predicting that Ziggles is the World Heavyweight
I
Champion.
hope in one way all of your predictions come right. Some way.
Well, do you personally want to make that prediction that before the end of the night, Ziggler is World Heavyweight Champion? Because you can still make that.
If what you guys think's going to happen doesn't happen, then yes, I think he will be. If the card goes in the order that you think and you predict, I think he'll end up retaining.
Okay, so you think whether it's our way or your way,
he'll retain the Money in the Bank, then he'll cash it in and win.
Okay. Team Hell No and
Ziggler better be the World Heavyweight Champion after this is done.
Team Hell No and Ryback versus the Shield.
No contest.
I was going to say no contest because I don't think you can have the Shield lose, but you can't have them necessarily beat Ryback in a match. I'm confused. I don't know.
I predict all three of them are going to go through a table. I predict Roman Reigns is going through a table, or as the review that I always read refer to him as the other guy.
This.
And I think.
Don't worry, we and him were making that joke.
Yeah, and I think like Ambrose and Rollins are just gonna like do crazy bumps off ladders.
Yeah, this is going to be a spot fest.
It's just gonna be a spot fest, but I think I'll go with the no contest thing because it doesn't really make sense for the Shield to lose.
You have 4 guys in that match out of 6 that are willing to just do ridiculous shit in Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and I also say other guy too.
I was gonna say Ryback.
I don't think Ryback would. Like, I think Ryback would do it, but
I don't think WWE would let him.
I meant crazy as in using the props.
Put someone through something. Yes. But I mean, like, Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, and Seth Rollins are the type of guys that would jump off a ladder to the outside of the ring to put someone through a table.
I think Ryback went to Vince and said, "I'm not going through any tables tonight, and you're not going to make me." And he just went, "All right." So the other 3.
Well, since he's also the one going on radio shows saying, "I'm going to be bigger than John Cena."
And you know what? I agree with him, and I hope he is.
Anybody that comes out and publicly makes that statement, "I want to and I will be bigger than John Cena," I hope
like
it
his
happens.
gumption.
I like the balls. I like the balls on him.
I hope he is.
But I'm actually picking the Shield, and I think the Shield is going to pin a member of Team Hell No.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking that the Shield pins Daniel Bryan.
And I think the other guys.
See, I think Daniel Bryan is the easy choice, but they've been back and forth on building like who is like the weak person of that team, and recently Kane has been losing a lot. I think that may build upon it. I mean, here's the thing. They're not going to have him pin Ryback because they want Ryback to still look strong for if he's going to get a world title match before the Rumble. Pinning Daniel Bryan is just the easy choice. I think if you want it to be impactful, I think you want them to take a big man like Kane, take him out and pin him.
Oh, no, I agree with you completely. I just don't know if they're actually going to go through.
Yeah, I just can't see the Shield losing because it destroys all of their momentum.
If the Shield loses, I don't know if I should watch a WWE product.
Yeah, they're still hot. They're still hot. They're still fresh, and they're still interesting. I mean, when they come on with those with the stolen camera promos and shit, that's interesting. I like that. I liked I liked when they were sitting in one of those booths or one of those whatever the fuck things. Then all of a sudden they were gone. Then they were at 3 different entrances and making their way down to whoop somebody's ass. I thought that was cool.
And I wouldn't be surprised tonight, and I'll go on the record, and I may be wrong, but I'll say this. You probably may see another member of the Shield come out tonight during that match.
Yeah,
That could be the biggest swerve. Like, you'll see somebody, and you're like, who the hell is this guy? And that may cost the Rybacks team the match.
Don't worry,
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Cassius,
I will flip my shit if it's Cassius.
Also, isn't CM Punk supposed to be at the show tonight?
He will be at the show, yes.
So, there's also that part.
That's what I feel like. He's going to be out there to distract Ryback, and that will lead the Shield to take out the tag team champs. Who knows? You could see Team Road Scholars come out and distract them.
And even though I have no problem with other guy. I have no problem with him. I hope
What's the name? Roman Reigns
takes his place.
Huh?
With his elbow.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see a little bit more of Roman Reigns in the ring. This will be the test for him.
Yeah.
I want to. If he comes out and he starts holding his own and whooping ass in that ring, other than just, hey, little guys, pick this bitch up so I can power bomb him.
I was very surprised at him because I actually do watch NXT. I found the channel it's on, and
what channel is it?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I found the channel it was on. It's called Kick-Ass Torrents. I'll tell you later.
Okay. All right, thanks. Does Time Warner carry that?
I'm sorry?
Does Time Warner carry that?
I don't think so. Your computer carries it.
In Canada.
But he hasn't been on TV all that long before they called him up. So I think he only did like 3 or 4 episodes, and then they called him up. And so I thought it was pretty cool that they just called him up that quickly, because I guess he's okay in the ring for them to call him up that quickly.
I like his promos.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they established him right away, and he's like, I speak when it's important.
Yeah. Short and sweet.
I like
they
it.
start rambling, you get a McGillicuddy kind of promo in the ring, and you don't want that.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God.
No, you want the Dean Ambrose. I'm probably going to rape you at some point promo.
Love those.
God, he looks psychotic in every promo. He looks. I love the when he told Cole to ask him a question, and he just had that look like the gaped mouth. Like
he looks like the Joker.
He does. I enjoy it so much.
If there's a video of him getting into Mick Foley's face at
I remember that. I saw that.
I think it was. I don't want to say it was probably the past WrestleMania you guys went to, where he just got into his face and basically said, "You're a cancer to the business. What you've done, you've put your body on the line for nothing."
Yeah.
So I thought that was like the best promo I've heard from somebody, and he's not even on the main roster yet.
Yeah. So. I enjoyed that. All right. So that's all our promos. That's all our predictions.
Oh my God, it's this guy.
Predictions are done.
Just in time.
Unless here we go. Hand Howard a mic real quick. We'll go through this since Howard just came in. We'll help him out.
Soda.
All right. Yeah. Speed run on predictions for Howard. Yeah. Santa Helper, #1 contender, Diva Battle Royal.
Eve.
It's #1 contender.
No, it's just #1 I'm gullible. Tamina.
All right. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Team Road Scholars. Cesaro versus R-Truth. Kofi versus Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett.
Oh, we're not alone anymore. Yeah.
All right. 2 predictions for the World Heavyweight title match.
Okay.
Does it happen before or after the ladder match?
Before.
Who wins?
Big Show.
Okay. John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler ladder match. 2 predictions. Is it for the contract or is it for the World Heavyweight title?
World Heavyweight title.
Who wins?
Dolph Ziggler.
And Team Hell No and Ryback versus the Shield.
I think it's going to end in a brawl.
All right. All right. So we got 2 how many no contests? 3 because you said no contest.
I said no contest.
Okay, so everybody but me and Helmick. Me and Helmick said
the Shield.
Yes, we said the Shield. Yeah, we're going to be watching in the living room. So we'll probably just do ice and cups. Thank you. All right, then. Or if you want to put it in any of the refrigerators out there, that's fine.
Do that if you pull up the internet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is our last show for the year with our speed run and everything and all that stuff. So hope you enjoyed it. We are done until 2013, where our first show coming back will be our Best of 2012 show. That means between now and after the first of the year, Tim, you have to do all your stat stuff for the polls.
Okay.
All right.
I've actually kept that up.
So no, you have.
So
no, it should be really easy for you.
I don't want it to
And you
be-
did such a great job. You should do it next year too.
And then we'll.
Hey, just want you to know, Daniel Bryan won the first half of the year.
Oh, he probably did. And then we'll start putting together. We'll start putting together our best of awards. Before the show goes live, we will have polls on digitaldailyfix.com for you to vote on. So that way, when we announce our winners, we will announce the fan poll winners, and so on and so forth. So look out for that on digitaldailyfix.com. It'll probably be up a week before the show. That's what I want to have it, so that way it's a week there. And then we'll give you our winners for best match, best wrestler, so on and so forth. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2013, unless the world ends on Friday.
I'll consider it.
We'll see. Till then, peace out.
Call it Paul. Gone, boy. Call it Paul. Gone, boy. Call it Paul in the field. Gone, boy. Yep. Hard hitting, back breaking, everybody out there. the building, you already knew it. Y'all boy game is weak, I see through it. Bankroll is fat, you girls can't chew it. All this is mine, you boys just blew it. Shucks, ain't it a shame how I act? Women, they come in the crowd, now look how I act. Bitch, a little squad, ain't kind no tax. VIP at the Grammy Awards, I top that. Mr. College Park, keep the money coming in. Puff it on party like the Yin Yang twins. Cadillac boy, Mac time to the end. Beat stones and tongue slick, shout it, we all in. Homeboy's the name, I gotta represent. If you're looking for change, it's where it's gonna be hard.